Hong Kong, city of fusion and melding, of counterforces merged and reconciled. The city where my yang became yin, where my hard went soft. It was after the office party, back at her place. Alexa, smart, poised, Eurasian, exotic, way out of my league Alexa. Broke off a luminous kiss, brought perfect lips to my quivering ear, then whispered the single filthiest thing I'd ever heard in my life. I gaped, I gasped. The shock of dismay rinsed through me, unstringing my erection. Some fumbled attempts at a reboot, a paint-by-numbers dialogue. Don't worry, it happens to everyone. Well, it never happened to me. A flustered exit, a miserable taxi ride home. 2 weeks later, an ex-lover passing through town arranged a one-night stand for old time's sake. A hairline crack of doubt appeared at the first kiss, and by the time we were naked, my stonking, great thronger had shriveled to fish bait. After a third fiasco, I sought professional help. Doctor, sex therapist, hard-onologist, whatever. Opinions converged. Simple erection anxiety. Just try not to think about it. Well, thank God for experts. And confusing pages. I've got nothing against feminists / lesbians as such. It's Friday night after work. My American expat friend, Fat Eddie, waxing drunk in our regular Wan Chai bar. Except that none of them will fuck me. Eddie was a pre-feminist throwback, an unashamed chauvinist warthog. But in his defence, he had a heart as big as his libido, and genuinely loved women and never began a sentence with, "I'm not sexist, but." Now, this conversation was happening the night after my latest desperate attempt to manage sex. It was a wretched debacle involving a tab of ecstasy, 2 tabs of Viagra, and a limp ejaculation so premature it didn't even bother worth mentioning it. Alexa calls you that fat fuck bucket, I offered to Fat Eddie. Eddie had a laugh like 2 walruses quarrelling. I really like that woman. All that smartness, just so sexy. And she spurns me because I'm overweight. And a dirty, dick-dunking dog. She said that? No, I did. Thanks, buddy. Anyway, you never kissed and told about how it went with her that time after the office party. So I told everything. Damn, impotence. The 7th circle of hell. Ever happened to you? Probably. But then I would have been so drunk that I wouldn't remember it. And now that I have the trunk, he gestured towards his crotch in the cut of his trousers. His trousers were cut extra loose to house his appendage. The erection is optional. Prosthetic genitalia, the cutting edge of post-human evolution. The trunk was an artificial phallus extension, grafted around the base of the penis and the scrotum, cut knee length and prehensile, and yielding extended amplified neural feedback. Its structure and movement were modelled on the elephant's trunk, hence the name. Eddie had talked it up ever since his operation, and now he suddenly had my undivided attention. No need for a hard-on. No, the trunk's just as stiff as you will it to be. Your dick can be inside and as limp as a rag, which kind of takes the pressure off. Could be the answer to your problem. What does it feel like? Like you've got a longer, stronger, sexier penis. One that does what it's told. Can you imagine stroking her hair with your dick? Kissing her tits with your dick? Pulling her knickers to one side with your dick? No. At the moment, I can't imagine doing anything with my dick except weeping over it. Crazed excitement began to dawn. What about the penetration? It tapers to the size of a real dick. That's a big real dick. Insert, clench the tip into a helmet, pump away for hours. The ladies love it. I've never had so much action. And you don't need contraception. There's a contraction you can do to block the cum. And the artificial skin's impermeable. You can't catch a fucking thing. This baby, he gestured again, and for one scary moment I thought he was going to whip it out and start waving around. It's the best thing God made since the dick. In the clinic, I drifted into an anaesthetic sleep. I dreamt of browsing elephants bemused by the giant penises hanging between their tusks, and awoke to my post-human body. Gazing in the mirror, I smiled. Surely it was absurd to have an elephant's trunk hanging between your legs. And yet, somehow less absurd than what normally hung there. Less grotesque. Less unnatural. Really, few things could look more incongruous there than the penis. That withered, lopsided Play-Doh stump. That sculptor's joke add-on to the male body ruining its sleek lines. That dangly, drooling worm, I've never liked the look of it. Yes, the trunk was surely an improvement. Elegant, symmetrical, sinuous. But I digress. I raised it. I waved it clumsily to and fro. The truncologist promised that eventually I'd be able to handle a pencil well enough to sketch. Well, I never could with my hands. 2 weeks later, at a friend's party, I met Claire. You know those rare moments, as if on a long, dark midwinter night, a secret door opens onto a summer garden, shedding warmth and cider yellow light over you. Call it hormones, call it rapture, call it love, whatever. The Newtonian world abruptly takes on quantum qualities. Spin and strangeness and charm, a quark wind of passion blows through you. And for once, also through her. We talked all evening, other people veering around us, repelled by our fused magnetism. Back at hers, she broke off a luminous kiss, brought perfect lips up to my quivering ear, and whispered, "You're a trunkie, aren't you?" "Yeah. You freaked out?" She shook her thick black hair. "No, I prefer them. Will it come out to play?" I undid my trousers from the inside and shaped my trunk into a question mark. "Beautiful. My turn." She gave a sinuous shrug and off came her loose ankle-length black dress. Mirroring my posture, she too shaped her trunk into a question mark. "You freaked out?" "Yeah, but in a good way." The sex was unearthly, like the sex of angels, molten, tidal, lunar. It began in a lazy snake dance, flowed out into games of flesh whip, tickle and tackle and tease, and ended up in a rampant trumpet thrashing. "You know," she shocked me by saying afterwards, "I've never really liked the vagina. It's like having this hairy split slug between your legs. This is much prettier and more practical. I can't catch anything and can only get pregnant by consent. And it empowers the woman. I don't just lie there passive, feeling like a victim or a slab of whole meat. With this, I'm free. I'm equal. Sex is an act of partnership." I talked to Eddie in vain, old Willy worshipper that he was. For him, the trunk was just more of the same, only better. For me, it was a species mutation. Post-human lovemaking, exploratory and creative, full of skin tangents and night moves and secret doorways, a reinvention of ways and means, a remapping of the sexual self. And sometimes, lingering between sex and sleep, I found myself drifting into fantasy to a storybook land, the land where the trunkies live. Creatures that make love like we do, like affectionate elephants grooming each other. A land where all tenderly live forever after. Hong Kong, the city where my heart went soft.